How are we doing, Brooklyn? How's it going? It's good to be here. I saw a guy with no arms, and he was wearing a Nike shirt that said, "No excuses." It's like, that shirt was not made for you. You know, that shirt should say 2 very legitimate excuses with arrows pointing at the shoulder. The shirt had sleeves too, so like they were dangling a little bit on the side. And it's like the manufacturers of that shirt didn't even anticipate someone with your level of hardship wearing that shirt. You have excuses. I should be wearing that shirt. I have no excuses, and things are not going that good, you know. But according to my mom, it can all be fixed with a haircut, you know. Just the first and only page of the Boomer Mom self-help book. I could call my mom tonight and tell her I'm gonna kill myself. And she would say, "Don't do that. Without trimming on the ears, at least. First, please." My parents are all right. My parents are still together, but they shouldn't be. You know, anyone else have that fun vibe when they go home? My parents operate like they agreed to get a divorce 15 years ago, and like somebody fucked up the paperwork, and now they're just sticking it out. You know, my parents pass each other in the kitchen, like, "Excuse me." It's interesting. You know that couple in your friend group that lives together but then breaks up, but they have to stay in the apartment through the end of their lease? And then you go to the apartment and it's weird and you like them both, but it's like tense and awkward. That's Christmas for me. That's what it's like being home. I know I did say I'm gonna kill myself a little bit ago. I'm not, but I have started sleeping with an eye mask and earplugs, because if an intruder breaks in, I wanna be defenseless. That makes sense. Like, I want him to do to me what I don't have the courage to do to myself. How does that? But like, for real, like, I'm lying in bed in my homemade sensory deprivation tank, and I'm thinking, if somebody does break in, I am fucked. I'm down 40% of my senses. I got my 3 worst ones left. Hope I smell them coming, you know? Hope I don't taste them coming. That's a whole separate level of crime. I do get night terrors. I don't know if you can tell. Night terrors are fun. I feel like God or whoever made me and gave me so much anxiety during the day, and then right before pushing me out into the world, he said, "I know it'll be funny. Let's fuck up his nights too." That's now I'm single and dating again, and it's like, I've learned the hard way. There's 2 very distinct times to tell someone you're dating that you get night terrors, which is either before one happens or way too late, you know? I had a night terror in front of a girl I'd just kind of started seeing, and as scared as I was, she was 20 times more scared, because she didn't even know that was a thing that could happen that night. Then I had to explain it off. It's like, babe, I'm sorry. I know up until this point we've mostly talked about like our favorite seasons, and that you're from Maryland. I remembered. I must have missed the fact I wake up screaming like every 3 months. But that's going good. I think night terrors are not my biggest fear. I think my biggest fear is girls who wear necklaces with their own name on it in cursive. They'll fuck up your life and remind you who's doing it the whole time. That's, they do not care. I guess the only maybe benefit to that is like, if you are bad with names, that can be helpful. But I'm also bad with cursive, so back to square one. I like to imagine like being in bed with a girl and she's like, "Say my name," and I have to be like, "What's that, Mazzy?" Baggy, the G's, fuck me up. By the way, I get night terrors. This is fun. I don't know if you can tell, well, I've mentioned it. I do have a lot of anxiety, and I think a lot of it pinpoints back to a specific day in my life. I remember it very clearly. I was in 3rd grade. It was the first week of school, and I got my first pimple. 3rd grade, I was the first kid in my grade to get a pimple. I woke up, giant pimple on my nose, went downstairs, told my mom, and she was like, "Go to school, the kids will understand." They didn't. They were all laughing at me and making fun of me. One of the teachers joined in. It was awful. I tried to like cover my shirt for a little bit. That had to come down. It was awful. Worst day of my life. I went home and I cried, and I was so miserable, and I thought that nobody would ever forget about this, and that's all anyone's ever going to be talking about for the next month at least. I swear to God, the very next day was 9/11. and I'm not making light of it. Obviously a national tragedy. That being said, those guys took a lot of heat off my back in third grade. Thank you so much for my time. My name is Max St. John. Have a great night.